Hey everybody, it's me Stacey here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and it's time for Saturday with Stacey, YouTube number 244, and we are getting in motion. We are getting in motion with motion crafts. Now, you may not have heard of motion crafts before, but really you have. You've just always known them as Uchis designs. But now they are motion crafts by Uchis, which really makes much more sense because they make animated stamps and dies. Oh my goodness gracious. And we have not one, but two exclusive stamp and die sets that you're only going to find at Scrapbooking Made Simple. They did them just for us. And yes, they're in motion. Do the locomotion with me now. So I have got some fabulous product to share with you today, and definitely some teachable moments. Absolutely teachable moments. You are going to want to make note of this YouTube 244 if you place an order for these sets. Why? Because I think that this is the easiest way for you to go back and remember how to make it all work. Now, how do you do that so that you don't have to worry about it? How do you leave yourself a note? Well, when you place your order, there's always a section that says notes that you want to leave for us. In the order process, there's a little area that says notes. Type in YouTube number 244, and then when you get your order on your packing slip, that note follows it. So it will be right there on your packing slip. You'll see, oh, YouTube number 244, and you will be able to go back and watch, because there are definitely some teachable moments in this YouTube. I'm also bringing back tombow markers, and this time I'm really going to use the blender pen. And the blender pen, it really isn't a blender pen. I'm so sorry. That's a misnomer. But I'll show you how to use it because we're going to be using it with one of the exclusive sets that we have from Motion Crafts by Uchis Designs. Now, before we get there, I have a Shop That Did Not Hop update for you and a Spellbinders Warehouse sale update for you. Spellbinders has almost shipped in all of the product needed. We won't start those orders until after the Shop That Did Not Hop orders are all shipped out, but you should know that the product is shipping in. I want to say there's probably maybe 2 or 3 more orders still to come to us, and they're rather large. They're on pallets, so we have to break those down and inventory them and then put them away. But we have a group of, well, we have a girl doing that right now. She's focused on getting that Spellbinders put away. But the Shop That Did Not Hop orders, we are now up to and processing orders up to 94,200. 94,200. So if you are 94,199, 94,198 or lower, your order is already in process and quite honestly could already be in your hands. It may have already shipped to you. So there's your Shop That Did Not Hop update that we are up to order 94,200, and know that the Spellbinders product, now that we're getting through the hop, we're starting to get that Spellbinders product in. So once the hop is all done, we'll start working on those Spellbinders orders. Also, Black Friday is, I think, done, meaning it's all picked and pulled. Now it's just in quality control and shipping. So if you have a Black Friday order, look for it coming soon. But those are all picked and pulled. It still has to go through the quality control process and the shipping process. So if you haven't received yours yet, hang tight, it's on its way. All right, we also have Winter Chicken Dinner to talk about, and for that I need my glasses. So that's where I put my little note. They tell me what number we're up to on the Shop That Did Not Hop. So gosh, if you're number 94,200, you just got in, but we're trying to process them in batches of 200. So now that the first day is done, my goodness gracious, that's going to help a lot. About 80% of the Shop That Didn't Hop orders come in on the first day, and then the last day is also a really large day. But hang tight, it's all here and it's all getting to you. And for those of you who have emailed us and posted comments and even sent us cute little cards saying, I got it! Thank you. Thank you very, very much. We appreciate it. Now for winner chicken dinner, we had on the last YouTube, we used the Marabou art crayons. We used the translucent gelatos. Ooh, so pretty. And we had stamps from Art Gone Wild and Friends, the Catherine Scallon stamps. Oh, I still don't even have it right. But it was a wonderful YouTube, and oh my gosh, the product was beautiful. We have 2 winner chicken dinners, and you each are going to receive a full set of those gelatos the gelatos translucent kit. There we go. So I have 2 winners, and each of you are gonna win that Wahoo Kachooooooo. Do you want to know? Well, I probably already showed you if it was you. I held that up. So is it Bessie Phillips? Congratulations, Bessie Phillips. You probably already stopped and saw that you are a winner chicken dinner. I'm waiting to see if it zooms or if it catches it and zooms in. There we go. All right, Bessie Phillips, congratulations. You have won that translucent gelatos kit. Oh my goodness, you're gonna have so much fun with it. But you're not alone. You have a friend, and Pauline Sharp, you also have won that kit of gelatos, those brand new translucent colors. So ladies, Bessie and Pauline, I need you to be doing the happy dance. I'm a winner, chicken dinner. I'm a winner, chicken dinner. You got to get your happy dance on, and you got to do the snapping. So how are you going to claim your prize? It's so simple. You're going to go to scrapbookingmadesimple.com. You are going to look for the link that says winner chicken dinner. You're going to click it. You're going to follow the directions. We're going to confirm that you are indeed our winner, and then we're going to send you out your prize. And you have 30 days from the original air date of this YouTube number 244 to claim your prizes. And if you do not claim your prizes go into the land of misfit prizes, where everybody who doesn't claim their prize, we don't put them back in the store for sale. We hold on to them, and then for our anniversary sale, we try to give away 100 prizes. And quite frequently, we need manufacturers. They come in and they help us a little bit with the prizes. But we use the prizes that were never claimed to give them away during our anniversary sale in September. So don't let your prize go to the land of misfit prizes. Don't claim your prize. And how do you go into the running to get a prize? Well, you have to subscribe to us on YouTube. You have to be a subscriber on the YouTube channel for Scrapbooking Made Simple. All that means is you just need a username and log into YouTube. It's really very simple, easy to do. You're not committing to anything, and you don't have to post videos or anything like that, but it will allow you to subscribe to our channel. Then you can post a comment on this YouTube, and next week I'll announce 2 winners. The comments just have to be kind. That's all they have to be. They can be about anything you want. You can talk about anything you want. Even if you need a place to just say, I'm having a super bad day. I'm really, I'm struggling today, but tomorrow's going to be better. I bet if you posted that, you would have people who would be supporting you. It is about supporting and being good to each other and having, humankind. There's the word kind in that. So as long as your comment is friendly and kind, or is not about my face, my looks, my nails, my hair, my teeth, stay away from this. We'll approve your comment, and then you can go into the running to be a winner chicken dinner. Okay. I have got a fabulous YouTube for you today. I have got amazing product. We're going to start simple and progressively get a little more difficult. So I'm going to start easy peasy, and then we're going to move into actually doing some die cutting and getting that motion from Motion Crafts, getting it in motion and making some beautiful, beautiful things. All right, you guys, it's me, Stacey. I'm going to tilt on down. Congratulations to Bessie and Pauline. Don't forget to claim your prize. And I think we will start for today. Down I go. Bye. All right, now I'm going to try and zoom in a little bit. I went backwards. Zoom in a little bit. I think that's pretty good. Maybe tilt just a little bit down, just a little bit. There we go. Okay, So here's one of the cards that we are doing for the make and take downstairs right now. Well, if you're watching this first thing Saturday morning, we've got ladies downstairs making this super cute card. Look at how darling. And do you see the motion? Do you see why they call it motion crafts? Really, really, really cute. I can't tell if I've got my lines lined up because I'm doing it backwards. Really, really, there we go. Really, isn't that darling? Look at, he goes kapow. So I've got him in red. I've got him in, oh, look at that. I've got him in blue. Oh, see, I'm moving if you move the grid, you can see how it changes everything, and I'm moving the grid. Let me see if I can get it lined back up. There we go. There we go. Kapow. Look at how cute he is. And then I've got her. I have her. And they are all superheroes. And this is one of, there we go. Look how cute is that? This is one of the exclusive sets. Haha, exclusive to Scrapbooking Made Simple. The superhero sets by Motion Crafts, designed by Uchis. And we've got the stamps, and now they come with the dies. Oh, so smart. But we're gonna get there. I'm gonna get there. I just wanted to show you what the make and take was downstairs. Now, the first thing we're gonna do is we are gonna play with the stamps. And I've got the stamps right here. I've got the dies right here. So they've got the little boy superhero guy. They've got the little girl superhero. And then you've got the dies to cut them out. You've got the little Whaaaaaaahoooooo Kachooooooo wows and everything to go around it. And I want to show you how to use the tombow blender with these stamps. So that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to start with the tombow blender. I'm going to move that out of my way, and I am going to grab a piece of white paper. So I've just got a piece of cardstock, and this feels like 80 pound. It doesn't feel like I pulled 100 pound. And I'm going to bring over my Memento ink and my gush pad, and I've got one of my blocks from my Do Crafts block set, and I actually put the little boy on one side and the little girl on the other. Now, these are clear stamps that cling to the block, so they just cling right on, and then you can peel them right off and put them away. You can use these stamps forever and ever, and to clean them, easy peasy, you can use just a baby wipe to clean them, or you can put them in a little bit of mild dishwashing detergent. But if for any reason your cling stamps, your clear ones, stop clinging to your block, chances are they're dirty or your block is dirty. So you want to give your block a nice wipe down every so often, and then your stamps will cling right back to it. Easy peasy. So I'm going to take, and I'm going to start with just a piece of basic white paper. Simple, basic white paper. And I'm going to ink my stamp up with my Memento ink, and I'm inking her right on up, and she's a line stamp, so she's meant to be colored. She's just a line stamp, so I'm going to give her a nice little stamp right here, and I'm on a gush pad. So 1 2 3 A B C, and pull up. There we go. Done. What is a gush pad? A gush pad is this little red thing, which is actually twice the size. We cut it down because it's big. It's an 8.5 by 11, so really you can probably share one gush pad. It allows you to make good contact between the stamp and the ink and the paper, because everything gushes just a little bit down. It sinks down into it, as opposed to trying to stamp on a hard surface. If you're stamping and you're stamping on a hard surface and you're getting holes where you're not getting the stamped image all the way, it's leaving little empty places, chances are if you had a gush pad, you wouldn't have that problem. Gush pads just make life easier. If you already have the Doris pad, which was really big, it sold for $3.99, and we used to have to cut it in half to ship it, and people got upset about us cutting it in half to ship it. If you already have that one, you are A-okay. And if not, this is $1.99. It's twice the size. Like I said, it's double this size, and it will make your stamping a whole lot better. Now I've stamped her. And then on the back side of my block, see, there she is. On the back side of my block, I'm just gonna put him because they both fit. And I'm gonna ink him up really quick. And I'm gonna get him. And again, he's a line stamp. He's just lines because we want to color. And I'm going to give him a nice little stamp. And ABC 1, 2, 3. You can see I'm not doing chest compressions on my stamp, especially if you're using clear stamps. Clear stamps are different than a rubber cling stamp. You want to give good pressure, but you don't want to squish because a clear stamp will squish out as you are pressing. It will squish and it will make your lines blurry. And so if you're having clear stamps, not red rubber cling, I'm talking clear stamps. If you're pressing so hard and when you're pulling up, you're getting squishy lines, they're kind of fuzzy and squishy, chances are you're pressing too hard. You don't have to press hard at all. And you know what? Let's say he didn't come out perfectly. You could take your oops pin, your Memento black liner pin, your marker, and go in there and fill in the little line where he's missing. Or paper has two sides. Just start again on the back side. It's okay, paper's got two sides. I'm gonna ink her up real quick. She's good and inked, and ABC 1, 2, 3 up. There you go. You know how you know I didn't push too hard? Because I can't, I've got him here. So I can only push a little bit, but ABC 1, 2, 3, and she's done. All right, now I'm gonna put my ink aside and I'm gonna put my stamp aside and I'm gonna bring over my Tombow markers. And the marker I most wanna talk to you about is the blender pen. What does the blender pen do? And it's called a blender pen. I believe that's what they call it. Well, it says N00, but what does a blender pen do? Well, most people think that a blender pen is going to let you take color A and color B, take your blender pen, and like magic, they're gonna blend together. All right, well, the color moves, but I certainly would not call that blending together, would you? No. But what this pen does is pretty remarkable. This pen lets you, let's say, palette paint, because I'll show you, but it picks up the color and it allows you to start in one area dark, and as you work up, the color lightens and blends its way out. So if you like that look of Copic markers and you want it dark, medium, and light on his cape, but you don't want to get into Copic markers, you want just one marker to do it all, that's where these pens come in, and this is where the blender pen comes in. So it doesn't really blend, it allows you to paint. Now, I generally take my Tombow if I'm not coloring straight to it, and I could, let's see, let me stamp real quick one more time on this one. If I really, really wanted to, I could ink him up super quick. ABC 1, 2, 3, and up. There he is, he's all good. If I really wanted to, I could take my Tombow markers and just open them up and use them just like a plain old marker. I could come in here and color his whole cape in the dark blue. I could do that. This is really a dark blue, so I'm almost losing his little lines that kind of differentiate his cape out. okay, but I could color them in the markers if that's all you want to do. Easy peasy. But what if we want to do more? What if we want to have depth like I was talking about? And I really don't need to have this, put that there for now. What if you want to have depth to his cape? What if you want to have that darker tone, that mid-tone, and a highlight, but you only want to use one marker? This is where that blending pen comes in. So you see I've scribbled right onto my craft mat. I'm going to take this blending pen, and can you see that the tip is red? Does not make a difference. As long as when you use it, what comes out is clear. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to pick up some of that blue. Right on the tip of my pen, I'm going to pick up some of that blue. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to color his cape. And I'm going to start at the bottom. And then I'm going to work my way up. And what's happening is as I work my way up, that blue is getting lighter and lighter and lighter to where I have made, can you see that? I've got dark at the bottom and it got lighter and lighter and lighter as I went up, and I used one color and their blending pen. That's all I did. I just picked it up. A little bit of color on my blender, and you might want to dot some of it off if you want to make it a little bit lighter. And I'm just going to work my way right up. So now his cape has got a little dimension to it. And if I wanted to make it darker at the bottom, I could pick up a little bit more of my blue right off my craft mat and go in and make it a little bit darker on the bottom. And then kind of blend that in. So now it's even more pronounced. Now that bottom is even darker, making that highlight look even lighter. And look at, I forgot a little place. So I need to go in there. And can you see the place I missed is kind of in between his little hand? And that's about halfway up on my cape. So I'm going to pick some of this up and then I'm going to get rid of some of it, just so it doesn't start out so dark. That way, it blends with the rest of the cape. And you can see I'm using my white paper as my palette. I'm going in here and I'm using it to clean off if I need to. Now let's do let's do her cape, huh? I haven't done a purple one yet. So I've put my purple right down on my craft mat. And if you don't have a craft mat, don't worry, go get yourself a piece of tin foil. Okay, tin foil is aluminum foil. That gives you my age. We always called it tin foil in my house. Anything that's non-porous. Heck, if you buy the stamps, you can make this piece right here, this top piece. I could scribble on this and use this as my palette to pick up my color. It's whatever you've got that is non-porous. So if you don't have a craft mat, don't think you can't do this because you don't have the tools. Go grab yourself some tin foil and start palette painting and using the blender pen by Tombow, because it allows you to create color. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to start at the bottom and I'm going to work my way up. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to start at the bottom and I'm going to work my way up. So it's kind of darker at the bottom, lighter towards the top. And if I really wanted to make it darker on the bottom, I could pick a little bit more up and go in there and make that little bottom line really dark. So there was a real contrast. clean my brush out. Just kind of blend it together. And I've done a highlight, a midtone, and a shadow. One marker, one blending pen. These are not like Copics. These are not an alcohol-based marker. These are a dye-based marker, which makes them a little easier to use. Copics are fabulous, absolutely amazing. And we are a chain store for Copic. We can sell our Copics for $5.25 for a sketch marker that normally sells for $7.99. But to achieve this look with a Copic, you will need 3 markers, 3 different colors of blue to achieve that look. And you wouldn't use their blender pen at all, not at all. But we want a little bit easier if you're not huge into coloring, but you want to color your motion crafts stamps or your Lawn Fawn stamps, and you want to make it easy peasy, this is a great way of doing it. And as long as that marker, as long as your blender runs clear, doesn't matter what color that nib is, you are good to go. So now I think I'm going to take and do his little outfit. Oh, his cape down there too. So I'll pick up a little bit more blue because I still got a little bit more blue. And see, right between his legs. See, forgot that part. Oops. And that's pretty dark, so I'm going to take quite a bit of that blue. And go right in. Because I wouldn't want that to be as light as up here because it's down at the bottom. That's where my shadow is. So I'm going to clean off my marker. And I'm going to do some red. Let's pick up some red. And I'm going to go in and do his little suit. And again, I'm going to start kind of at the bottom and work my way up. Start at the bottom. Can you see how nicely that's blended? I did one leg first and went up, then I did the next leg and came up. And you've got a little bit darker, a little bit lighter. Now let's take his shirt and do the same thing. A little bit darker. I'm going to start at the sleeve here. And I'm going to do about half of his shirt. Go back in any place there was a little bit of white. So I did just about half of his shirt. And now I'm going to pick up a little bit more red. And again, I'm not using alcohol markers. I'm just using dye-based markers, Tombow, the dual brush. So you've got a brush tip here and a fine tip here. So I could do the same thing if I get into a really small space, and I could do it with that bullet nib. But they've got a beautiful brush tip. And pick up some of that red. And go right in. And just add a little bit of shading and shadow to him, just using one marker. How cute is he? But we have the star, so this time I'm just going to take the yellow, and I'm just going to put the yellow right into the star. And I'm going to put the yellow, I'll put a little bit of yellow maybe up on his collar. And what if we did his little gloves in yellow. And I'm just using the marker as a marker. I'm not using the blender pen at all. I just want that full color. And a little bit of yellow up on this one. And let's do his little feet in yellow. And let's do his little belt in blue. So I'm just filling him on in and making him a complete picture. And so far I've used 3 markers and a blender pen. That's all I've used to get all of those different shades and shadows and colors. That's it. 3. That's all I've used so far. Not 3 blue to get the blue. Oh, look at, I stamped on myself. Not 3 blue to get the blue. Not 3 red to get the red the way I have it. No, no, no. 3, just 3 total markers. 1 blue, 1 red, 1 yellow. And let's do his little eye band in blue. And I'm going to go from one side. So I went one side in, and now I'm going to stop, and I'm going to come in from the other side. There we go. And remember, that's using the blender pen. If I took that blue and colored his little eye straight, his little band across his eyes, that's the color I would have. But using the blender pen, I'm able to achieve that color with the exact same marker. These were done with the exact same blue. Pretty amazing, right? It takes this. It takes this to make it happen. Let's use the yellow, and I'll do his little, inside his little belt. And then I'm gonna do his hair. And I'm gonna put some yellow up here, and I'm gonna do his hair. Am I still gonna use the blender pen? Sure I am. I'm gonna go in there, and I'm gonna put his hair right around and back and forth. So I've started his hair, and I started here and worked down. Now I'm going to start over here and work in. And I'm just a kind of go for it type of girl. You know, the blender pen really gives you the opportunity to go in there. Now, if I wanted it more yellow, if I wanted him to have more blonde, I just add more color and add in. But what if I wanted him to have a little bit of brown? Right now, he's blonde. What if I wanted him to have a little brown? A little bit of brown. Pick up my brown, dust some of it off, and maybe put a little bit on the tip, right on the top of it. A little bit of brown. It's really up to you. So now he's got even more of a little shading going on. And again, how many pens have I used? I started with the blue, I went to the red, added some yellow, and now I've incorporated just a little bit of brown to give his hair just a little bit more shading. But you don't have to be a pro at coloring. I am not. I am not. I am not proficient with Copics. I will tell you right now, I am not that. I am not good with Copics. I struggle with them. But heck, I can do this. This is up my alley. This is easy peasy. I like having 4 markers and being able to color like that with 4 markers, as opposed to, well, now we would have needed 12 plus a blender, 13. This is my kind of coloring. Now the reason why I didn't care so much about getting it all over is because we're gonna die cut him out. We have to die cut him out. So I'm gonna take, and again, it doesn't matter what the tip looks like. Does not matter at all. Easy peasy. And you know, if you wanted to do her hair brown, we could go in, pick up our color, kind of start at the top. And again, I am not pro at coloring. I just want it to look good. But I don't want to take an hour and a half to color hair. I don't have an hour and a half anymore to color hair. I'm gonna add a little bit more brown. I'm gonna get rid of some of it. Go in there and just add that color in. And pick up a little more. Come in. And look at how sweet she looks. 1 marker, all those different shades of brown. And again, if I really wanted to, I could come back in with the really dark brown and come in and kind of do around the top if I really wanted. Empty it out and kind of blend it all together. So now you have an even darker top and even more contrast. You can do this, I promise you. I really do, I promise you. You're gonna stamp a whole bunch of these cute little stamps and you're gonna sit in front of the TV and you're just going to listen to what's going on in the TV, because really, we don't need to pay attention to it anymore. Listening is enough sometimes. And you are going to make your own colors. You're going to learn how to do this. And just a few colors will make it work. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna die cut. Because remember, I didn't care that I had all of this everywhere. Didn't care at all. Why? Because they gave me the dies to use for die cutting. But where did I put them? Here they are. So I've got the little boy, and I'm just gonna take him right on out. Got a thin die, a wafer die. I mean, what a dramatic difference, right, in those colors? Holy smokes, artichokes. I'm gonna put that to the side. I'm gonna bring over my Sizzix Big Shot machine. Now, what machine do you have? Do you have a Big Shot machine? Do you have a Cuttlebug machine? Do you have a Platinum machine? Do you have a little Sidekick machine? What machine do you have? Because these dies are small enough that they should go through. Easy peasy. I'm gonna line them right up. Now, I will tell you, I am using a magnetic platform from Ellison from Sizzix. Yep, I sure am. What is a magnetic platform? Well, it allows you to take your die, line it up around your stamped image, and then move your hands away and it doesn't move. That is what this platform is. It's a magnetic platform. Is it inexpensive? Not really. I want to say it's like $39.99. Does it come with the machine when you buy it? No. If you do a lot of stamping and die cutting, is it worth the investment? Absolutely. If you don't do a lot of die cutting and stamping, is it worth the investment? Probably not, because you could take your multi-purpose platform and just put some tape down or a Post-it note to hold your die in place so it doesn't move while you roll it through, and you should be fine. But for those of you who do a lot of die cutting and a lot of stamping, the magnetic platform it's fabulous. Now I'm just about to cut into my do not cut plate. That would be a no, no, no. This is my do not cut plate. I try not to cut into this at all if I can help myself. You always want one plate that has no cuts in it because it stays perfectly flat and it helps glide through the machine just a little bit easier. So I'm gonna put down my cut plate and you can see the cuts. Can you see the cuts in it? My cut plate. And it doesn't matter how many cuts I have in this plate. You wanna use this plate until you just can't use it anymore. And those of you who are just buying a die cutting machine, yes, you're going to cut into those clear plates that they gave you, regardless of whose die cutting machine you're using. It's going to happen. It's going to be okay. Don't think you've hurt your machine because when you take your die out, you see the cuts on the plates. That's what the plates are supposed to do. Now, eventually you'll have to buy more plates because they will wear out, they will crack, they will break, they will warp to where you can't use them anymore. But they're not that expensive. And if you always have a do not cut plate, then when you buy the next set of cutting plates, you get usually 2 in a package. That means you're only gonna cut into 1. So that means you've got a backup already. All right, I'm gonna roll it on through. You might hear some creaks and some cracks. It should just be a 1 roll. You don't have to take it back. This die is called an open frame die, which means it is just that. It is just a frame and it's open in the center. It's not intricate at all. It's easy peasy. And poof, there he is. Is he darling? So cute. Easy peasy, using the exclusive set from Motion Crafts by Uchis Design. Exclusive set just to Scrapbooking Made Simple. You're not gonna find it anywhere else. Nowhere else, and nor is anywhere else getting it. So he's simply darling. Now I'm gonna put him, I feel sort of bad I didn't finish her. I feel sort of bad. I'm just gonna super quick. I know, you don't need to do it, Stacey, but just super quick. I won't take too long to get her done, I promise. If you have to fast forward, go ahead, I will be okay with it. But I kind of need her just a little done. You kind of get an idea of how fast you can actually be when doing this. Because I'm just going to give her a little bit of color. I'm going to color her in yellow here, yellow there. I'll do a little bit of yellow on her little headpiece. Come in. Ooh, no blue. Pull in a little more yellow on her headpiece. And let's do a little bit of red just on her little star. Got the wrong cap there. And that's it. I won't do any more than that. Little red. Well, except for her shoes. A little red on her shoes. A little red on her shoes. Little glove. All right. I'm sorry, I am an A-type person and it just had to be finished because I'm going to cut her too. So poof, what did that take me? 2 minutes? Not even 2 minutes. And she's good to go. Okay, let's put her on there. Let's grab her die. Let's put him away. Let's line her up. No hands, Mom. Put my lid on my... No hands. Put my cut plate or my do not cut plate right on top. My do not cut plate right on top. Oh, and I moved her. Let's move my machine over. And I'll reline her back up. Reline her back up. Now, if your die is pulling, because there's magnets here, if your die is pulling and it wants to go to one of those magnets, just move your paper closer to that magnet and your die won't pull anymore. Okay. Okay. Straighten out. ABC, 1, 2, 3. We're going to roll it on through, send it right on through. One cut, one pass. You don't have to bring it back if you don't want to. And poof, she's done. All right, let's put her away. I'm going to move these on over, and now I'm going to bring out the background dies. And these dies are kind of weird looking. Or the stamps, I'm sorry, background stamps. Kind of weird looking, right? But you can see the animation. Really very cool, right? We've got that one. We've got this one. Let's straighten up those lines so you can see the animation. So the lines need to, the little grids need to stay as straight as can be so you can see the animation, but you guys can see it pretty good in there, right? Pretty cool. And then we have the one we're using today. And that allows us to do this one. So that's the one I'm going to be using right now. And it's, again, it's just a clear stamp. Put it right on my block, clings right down, and I'm going to grab a piece of paper and I'm going to stamp that image right onto my piece of paper. So let's get my gush pad back, my paper, let's grab my Memento ink. Let's ink it up really good. And let's give a stamp. So I'm gonna go ABC, 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna give nice all over pressure. I'm not gonna do chest compressions because it's gonna make those lines smush a little bit. And pull up. Up, and a little bit of a hole. See, you can get holes. So let's re-ink it, turn my paper around. Re-ink again. Paper's got 2 sides. And if you're worried about getting holes, you can always put your paper on top. And then give a nice gentle massage. Let's say you don't have the hand strength to put it down and make sure you've got good pressure everywhere. Turn your paper right over and just give a nice little massage. And let's see how that did. Oh, ta-da! Now I know it doesn't look like anything now, but when you take and you put the grid that they sell, that Motion Craft sells, it's grid paper, it's not even paper, it's plastic with grid printed on it. And you line it up. And then you rotate, you just move it, slide it back and forth. That's how this that you're looking at it going, oh, that's making me a little dizzy, Stacey. That's how this becomes this. Because these lines are reacting to the lines on the grid. And when you cover up a line, and then you see the line, and then you cover up the line, and then you see the line. And that's what's giving it the motion, and that's why they're called motion crafts. It's pretty rock star. And the grid is it's inexpensive. You get 5 full sheets of it. And I think this is a full sheet. 5 full sheets for $2.99. Really inexpensive. But now what do you do with this, Stacey? How are you going to make this into something? Well, I'm going to put that aside. And for those of you, maybe this is a good time. For those of you who perhaps are not wanting to buy the grid, you already have a die cutting machine, right? They now sell 2 different sizes of dies that will make the grid for you. So let me cut that for you really quick, just so you can see it. So if you don't want to constantly be buying grid for $2.99, even though it's 5 sheets, and you have a boatload of paper, and the nice thing about this is that you don't have to use black paper. If you've got the die, you can have a blue grid, a pink grid, a purple grid. What color paper, solid color paper, do you own? Because that's the color grid you can make. I'm going to cut this down super quick. Put that over there. I'm going to bring my Big Shot back. Now, remember how I told you that this is a open frame die. It's just a frame die, it's open, no intricacy at all to it. I want you to look at this die. All these little lines need to cut out and fall out. This is not an open frame die. This is a very, very intricate die. And to have this die, to use it properly, you really, really, really need a precision base plate if you are using a Big Shot machine. Precision base plate, absolutely. This plate allows you to cut intricate dies and have the little pieces just fall right out, as opposed to you struggling and struggling and struggling. Now this is the newest precision base plate. It's the chrome version, woohoo Kachooooooo. It's a little mirror, so you can see my camera. You can see the little screen. I can't really see that little screen because it's pointed down. I don't know if you can if I can get me in there. There I am. Now, it doesn't ever leave the marks. That's the beautiful thing about the new chrome precision base plate, is that the previous base plates you would cut into and it would leave little marks. One of them got a little bit of rust on it and you'd have to worry about that and take care of that with some pledge polishing, furniture polish. But the new chrome one never leaves marks, doesn't rust. It's absolutely amazing. Do you need to own it? Yes, if you're doing an intricate die. Do you need to own it if you already have a precision base plate? No. I mean, you can if you want. I'm never going to say you can't buy something, but holy smokes, artichokes, if you already have this, I'd rather you get this, because you don't have this yet, and you can, with your older precision base plates, they will still work together. I am going to put this right on top of my magnetic platform. Sizzix does not like you to do that. I'm disclosing that I do it. They say that the force can break the magnets in your magnetic platform, so if you're not wanting to take that chance, totally get it. Just use your multi-purpose platform that came with your machine. I'm going to put my paper right down. I'm going to take my cut plate. I don't want to use my do not cut plate because the force of this is going to be, and I've got it backwards, the force of this is going to be so much that it's going to actually leave a little indent. Now I had it backwards. First off, if you can read the directions and you have it this way and you're going to cut into it, it's wrong. You need to have that mirror or that metal facing you on any of the precision base plates. If you can read the directions, you're doing it wrong. Next, holy smokes, artichokes. You're going to put your paper down first. Paper first, then your die, ridges face down. You need that die to bite into this precision base plate to make those cuts. Then you're gonna use an old yucky cut plate. You don't wanna use anything new or pretty. You wanna use something old and yucky, and I'm gonna send it on through. And I am going to do a rotate when I get to the end. So I'm gonna lift it up and I'm just gonna rotate my die 90 degrees. And that way the roller hits the die in a new way, and whatever didn't cut before should cut now. And I'm gonna send it back. Sometimes do you have to roll dies through a third time? Yes, but I think you'll see oh yeah, see, it took almost all of them. And these are just gonna fall on out. Ooh, that's gonna take me a minute to pull those bad boys out. So I'm just gonna do instant presto changeo. So I've got one that I've already pulled all the pieces out of, and you can see just how fine lined those pieces are. Amazing, right? But you go back to that little bullseye that I had, and you line those up. And once again, you're making animation. You're making motion. It's very, very cool. And this is just paper. And if I wanted to have red, I could make it red lines. If I wanted to have purple, I could use purple paper. It's up to you what you want to use. If you would prefer to get the die. And they have two. They have a large and a small. They have two. They have a large and a small. They have the little pokey holes so that you can go back in and poke out your little pieces and peel up the little extras. I have absolutely no idea what you would use these little lines for. They're everywhere. But if you have a use for them, I suppose some of you, maybe you can make whiskers out of them for kittens. I have no idea. But then we're gonna move on. So I've stamped my little bullseye, what will be my bullseye, once I put one of my grids on it, whether it be my die cut grid or my plastic grid that comes ready to go. I need you to know that when you're using this one, it's best that this little Y is facing up. So see, it makes a little Y. You have a line right here and then a little Y. That means yes. Yes. If your Y is upside down, see my line? See, now I've got an H. Heck no! Heck no, 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 heck no. We don't want our H facing down. Why, yes, we want our Y facing up, because that makes a difference. It helps. It makes the motion go much better. At least that's what we found. So the Y facing up. Heck no, we don't want the Y facing down. Yes, we want the Y facing up. Now I'm going to continue to build my card, and I'm going to use the next die set that they've got. Right here. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little pieces in it. What do these pieces do? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. What do these pieces do? Well, these two pieces cut the holes in your cardstock so that you have something to put your animation on so you can see through it. You got to have a hole cut out of something, right? You don't just want it like this. This one does the same thing, only instead of a circle, it will give you a square. Why did they give you squares? Well, because on the 3 animation sets, there's these cute little background hearts and stars, and the square is perfect for that. So the circle is great for the 3 different types of bullseyes and kapows, and the square, the rectangle, is perfect for the linear. Look at how cute. So that's why they've given you both of these, because they work with the 3 background sets that they came out with. But then you have this piece right here. What is this piece? Well, this is your little tab piece, your little pull piece. And what's this piece? Well, this puts the little slit in your paper so that you can pull it out. And then, holy smokes, what's this piece? Well, I'll get to this piece in a minute. We're gonna save that for a minute. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut some of these. So I have got a piece of paper that I just freehanded. It is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I just freehanded it. I've got a card base here. Okay, I'm going to want to cut my hole and a little slit. And why am I going to want to do that? Because I'm going to ultimately put this behind there with a grid, and then the little pull tab is going to come out of this slit so you can go back and forth and back and forth. So right now, all I'm using is one piece of paper. That's it, one piece of paper. I'm going to come on over, bring my machine back over. This is not an intricate die. No, so you do not need the precision base plate. So if you wanted to buy all of these wonderful things and you did not want to have a precision base plate, then just don't get the grid dies. Just buy the grid in the packaging and go that way, and then you never have to have a precision base plate. I'm gonna pull over my cut plate, put that right down. I'm gonna put my die. I'm gonna guess that looks about good. My die right about there. I'm gonna put my little line, maybe right about there, just so it kind of lines up with my, that's where I'm at. I'm gonna take my do not cut plate, put it right over the top, and I'm gonna send it on through. 1, 2. Now if it makes your heart happy, you can absolutely roll it back. It doesn't make a difference. These are easy dies to work with. They're not intricate at all. But I think what most people get confused about is this piece falls out. And you don't actually use this piece for anything. This is the throwaway piece. However, you could certainly make a cute little party hat with it. You could make some lovely flowers with it, but that's your throwaway piece. The piece you want to keep is here. And remember, I have my little slit is here. So now what I want to do is I want to line up. Oh, I think I'm going to cut that just a little bit. I'm going to cut my little white piece down just a wee bit. So I want to make sure that that lines up with my Y going up. There we go. My Y is going up. That's what it looks like on the back. My Y is going up. And then I need that animation grid. That's going to go right over the top of it. My animation grid. But how the heck are you going to make it move without a pull tab? How are you going to make it move? That's where this die comes in. Remember I showed you this die comes with the set. This is the little pull tab. Let's grab a piece of paper. This one right back up. Oh, I just dropped it. Okay, maybe I won't be putting it right back up. I'm gonna cut myself a little piece of paper, grab my little die, bring my machine right back over. Now I've only used one die set so far. That's it, just the one set. Everything you need to make these cards comes in that one die set. Roll it through. Do a rotate if you want to. I don't know if we need to. Nope, came right out. Don't even need to rotate. And fold on the score line. So far, I've used one for the little boy. I used 1, 2, 3, 4 markers. I keep losing the lids. I've used 1 die set, and I have used 1 stamp set. It's all I've used so far. Everything I've done has come in these packages. Now this little tab is what's going to connect. To make a pull. Super cute, right? So I'm just going to take some Stacey tape, which I know I have here. Take some Stacey tape. Which is double-sided adhesive. Open it up, get it started. And I'm going to put a little bit there. Peel it off, roll it back in, and a piece on the other side. Now you really do want to use 1/8 inch tape when you're putting your cards together. 1/8 inch is the best size for using with the Motion Crafts animation stamps and dies. So I've got a little piece of double-sided tape. I'm gonna center it right on my little grid and close. And now I've got a pull. Do you remember where that pull goes? It slips right through my little line that the day gave you that little die for, and that's what allows you to move that grid back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. That's what allows you to move it. Then I have my little, are you getting it? You got it? It really is so very simple. It's 1 cut here, 1 cut here, 1 stamp there, and then 1 cut here, and you fold and attach to your grid. And it doesn't matter if you're using the die cut. I could have stamped, I could have cut my little tab and attached it to my die cut grid. Makes no difference which one you do. It's up to you. What do you have? Do you want to buy the die to do all your grids so you can do them in a bunch of different colors? Totally up to you. But now, what is this little thing there for? So I've got all of this going on, and I'm a happy camper, and it's moving and grooving. But what's that little space for? I'm going to come on over, and I'm just going to my Y's got to be I got to say yes. Yes. Too far over. A little bit more. I think that's pretty good. I'm just going to tape this down super fast so it stays in place right on the top of my card base. Don't move. Well, listens to me just like my dog and my children. So I'm just going to tape this down in place so I don't have to keep holding it for you. Tape that right down in place. And I'm not going to expose the double-sided tape because I don't want that grid to be stuck to it. Okay. Then I've got this ready to go. Line that on up. Take my 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to cut my grid just a little bit so I have some room. Cut my grid just a little bit so I have some room to run some adhesive around the outside of it. And I'm just going to do that super fast. I'm not going to put a whole bunch on there, just so it holds it in place. And I think that'll be good. That'll just hold it in place for us. Let's expose the sticky. And easy peasy. Let's just line this bad guy up with my yes facing up. Okay, good. There we go. Now we're ready to motion. Easy peasy mac and cheesy. You want to keep your grid as straight as you can, those lines as straight as you, because you can see when I move it, when I accidentally tilt it, it gets all, it goes into a different direction. But it's almost like you can hypnotize somebody with this, but if your lines are all nice and straight, then it slides through. It just is beautiful. But what is this little thing for? Well, where are you going to attach your little dude? Your little superhero dude. You don't want him to attach to the grid. You can't tape anything to this because it needs to slide back and forth. So you can't attach anything to it. You kind of gotta leave it. You kind of gotta leave it free. You can't attach anything you can't put tape on the top of it, around it. You don't tape that grid down at all. It has to be free to move. If it doesn't move back and forth, you're not gonna have any animation. So, you don't wanna tape the little dude here. Now, if you wanna take that off and tape him in the center, you could certainly do that because then he'll move back and forth with the whole thing, but we wanted it to be a background. We wanted the little motion to be a background. So let's tape him in as a background. Just a little piece of tape. And right there. And peel up. And tape our little dude right down. So now we've got the background. I can't see if I've got the lines straight or not. You've got the background going. Super cute. But what if we did I want my Y facing up. Y facing up. We could have done it so that, let's cut that little piece off. Cut this little guy off. And now I could tape her to the center, but that means she's going to move back and forth with it. You can do that. It's really up to you. Think about all the other little stamps that you have from Lawn Fawn or the other Uchis, the Motion Crafts stamps that they did in previous releases. Think about all the other things that you have that you could use when you get the die set and the backgrounds to let you make them all. There we go. So now she's going to move with it. as opposed to staying in one place. We did her moving just by cutting that little piece off, and he's stationary by putting him on that little piece. Again, I've only used one die set, a few markers, and some paper, mainly white paper. Right now I've only used one piece of pattern paper. Everything else was done on white paper. Had a little bit of glitter over here for your pull. And they're very simple to do. But remember, I showed you this because it comes in that set. And by George, what is this? Let's say you have a die. Let's say you have my must-haves and you have the hearts. You can cut your heart and then cut this little piece out and attach it to the bottom of your heart so you can attach him and he would be inside my heart. And you'd put the animation behind the heart and put everything, the grid behind it, whether you die cut it or you bought the pre-done grids, and slide them. This little piece lets you take shapes that Motions Crafts doesn't already make. They don't make oval windows. They don't make big heart windows. They don't make my scalloped circle windows. They don't make my, gosh, I don't have the scallop circles yet. I've got the scallop ovals and the scallop rectangles are coming, but they don't make those yet. But by giving you this piece, they're allowing you to use what you already may have to add that little piece so that you can attach your stamp and make your background move, whether it be a scallop circle background or a heart background or an oval background. It's up to you. Just this one little piece makes all the difference. It makes everything, all your other frame dies, now even more valuable, because even if you weren't to use the animation, let's say you weren't going to use the animation at all, but you wanted a little piece so that he adheres really nicely and he has something good to sit on. This little piece allows you to do that, even if you're not using the animation part of the die or the stamp set. So cute and so thoughtful of them to give you the piece to cut for the tab, to give you the actual die to cut for the tab, to give you both the circle and the square, and and the little bonus piece so you can use the frame dies you already have. And the die is not expensive. I don't know if it's $14.99. Is it $14.99? $15.99? The die is not expensive. And then it's on a YouTube Yummy sale on top of that, so it's another 20% off. Well worth it. Really well worth it. And easy to do. They look so much more complicated, but after you've made one, maybe two, you have so got it. And then your mind starts to take off about all the different things you can do. And like I said, the cute little superhero, it even has a word. I wonder if I can make the word move. I don't know if you can see it. No, because I need to stamp it. Do I have a stamp? The word I think is wow, and it jumps out at you. It actually has animation. So you can stamp that word, put a grid in front of it. You've got the kapow, and you've got the dies to go with it all. The little sentiments are super birthday wishes. And then on top of that, they came out with something super new. Oh. Talk about useful. They came out with a set that says, slide, move up, move me, arrows letting you know what's in there, and the cute little dies to go with it. So do you have other interactive cards that it would be helpful to say, oh, slide here, move there, pull this tab? Oh my gosh, I wish I had thought of this. I really wish I had thought of this, because I have a lot of interactive cards with Simply Refined, and this would have been so nice to have, because you can just put a little arrow, die cut the little arrow with the little stamp that says pull, and then they know to pull. How cute is that, right? Smart. I want to get those grids straight. I can't tell because I can't see the camera. So you're gonna have to be my eyes. I can't tell if I've got them straight or not. But super smart, super clever. And as I said, I could have done a square and put the little girl on the square if I wanted a square. But they really did the squares to go with the additional stamps that come in the backgrounds. Those little hearts and the little stars and the little lines. This fits right there, right where you need it to be, so you get a heart animated background. And when you use those tombow markers to go in and color, you don't have to have, gush pad, you don't have to have 10 different markers to make your colors. You don't. You can have a few markers. You can have a set. We sell the sets of tombows. They come with 9 markers and 1 blender, and we sell them. They retail for $26.99, and we sell them for $16.77. We just got in our order of all of them. Oh my goodness gracious, $16.77, and you can go in and you would have 9 different colors to play with because it comes with the blender, and you could go in and make his little cape, have all that dimension that you want, that you love with those Copic markers or the Spectrum Noir, without having to have any talent at all. And that's me. I'm good at technique. I'm not overly talented, but I'm really good at technique. I love learning how something works and how to make it easy peasy so that everybody can do it. And that's what the tombow markers do. That's what they do. That's exactly what they do. And then the motion crafts, by having the animation stamps and the animation dies ready to go, everything mixes and matches together so that just having a couple sets, just having that one die set. Here's the other exclusive set. Same thing, works with that die set, works beautifully with that die set. And these are little clouds and they move back and forth. And this one's exclusive to Scrapbooking Made Simple, the only place you're gonna get it. And yes, you can see it comes with the dies. It's so awesome. And if you've got kids, if you've got the elderly, oh my goodness gracious, it's like, you take these to the senior center home and you give these to the senior center to give to those who don't get birthday cards or don't get just a hello card. You make these up and you take them to the senior center and you give this to somebody at a nursing home or a senior center, and you watch their eyes. You watch their eyes well up. They are so excited to get something like this. You take them to the children's hospital. You send them over. You send them over to the troops so that they can send them back to their kids. You send them just blank. You do everything except for the sentiment, and you let them fill it out and send it back to their children. What kid wouldn't love getting this from their mom or dad who is overseas deployed right now? These are good. I don't mean, sorry, I teary up a little bit. Sometimes I just don't even know where it comes from anywhere. It just happens. Oh my goodness gracious. So I have got product to show you. Again, the 2 exclusive sets. If you want them, you have to get them from Scrapbooking Made Simple. I want to thank Motion Crafts for letting us have these as exclusives. Only us. They're fabulous. And they will be on a YouTube Yummy. And then we have the different background stamps that I've been showing you that do amazing things. There's 3 of those. We put together a bundle for you. See, what's in the bundle? They're giving me hints. They're making sure I know. So in the bundle, if you want the what is our I Want It All bundle for this YouTube, you get both of the exclusive stamps. You get all 3 of the backgrounds. So you get the stars and the bullseye and the lines, and you get them all, the hearts, and you get the one and only die set that you need to make it all work together. All of these are going to work together, and you'll be creating forever. Now it's up to you if you want to buy the die to make the grid. There's 2 sizes, or if you just want to buy the pre-made grids, ready to go, easy peasy, entirely up to you. But then they have the little set that moves backwards and forwards and up and down and tells you what to do with the card. And I mean it, if you have Lawn Fawn cards, even if you don't buy anything else, you might want to get this just for the Simply Refined and Lawn Fawn interactive cards that you have, because this is really nice. And there's some Stampin' Up! Interactive cards too that it would be nice to have a little arrow that says slide or lift or pull or a little what's under here or surprise. Really nice. But then they have other product as well. They have, like I said, the 2 sizes of the grids if you wanted to buy the dies. They're $14.99. You've got the cute little critters. You've got the little panda. All of these are motion, and all of these can be used in conjunction with the die I just showed you, the one set. Or you don't have to use the die at all. You can just make them motion. You've got the bicycle and the little wheels turn. Yes, they're motion. Darling. You've got the little, look at how cute are they, right? That little rainbow is just so cute. All of these allow you to have motion in your cards, allow you to have something that's an interactive card without having to use too much thought into how to make it interactive. You didn't have to fold and score and tape, and they just kept it very, very simple. So then I have samples, lots of samples. Let me show you those really quick. So here he is, and this was the set that I was using. Look at, isn't he darling? And you want to pull. Then we have one where we've used the paper grid. So we've die cut out of red paper, and back and forth it goes, and you can see that the little hearts are animated. And again, this is using the same die that I showed you. It cut the hole, cut the slat for the tab, but we used red paper to cut. And those little hearts go back and forth. Super cute. Same thing, these are the stars. And now you've got the stars behind him. And can you see? He moves with the stars. We didn't use the little tabby that would come up on this die. It got cut off, and he's attached right to the grid. And then we have, I'm gonna show those last. Then we have our little bunny. Uh-oh, did I seal him down? I put him together last minute. Oh, I bet I did. I bet I sealed him right down. Well, do I want to open him up? Okay, so what happened is I sealed the grid to the bottom like I wasn't supposed to. That grid cannot be on the bottom, because if it's taped to the bottom, it ain't gonna move. And there's a really good example of what not to do. Yeah, not to do. Okay, so that was the one that I did. I'm gonna save those for last because those are Claire's. Here we also have, Claire did this one, and it's got the little arrows telling you to pull. That's from that set. And look at the little owls and the little critters. That's from one of the other die sets, or the stamp sets and die sets. And we used them in this exact same way we used the little superhero dude. So Claire did that one. And then here's one, just no animation at all. just used the dies and the stamps and die cut everything out and made a card, easy peasy, no animation. Here's the other one that's exclusive to us. So this is the other die and stamp set that is exclusive to Scrapbooking Made Simple, and you can see those little clouds go, and the grid was cut from blue paper, not black, so you can see those little clouds go. Really darling. We've got the little bicycle, and you can see the little wheels turning. And you've got the little slide back and forth so that they know to do that. How cute is that? Our little dude on the plane. And you can see my little clouds going back and forth. Ooh, maybe I'm going too fast. My little clouds going back and forth. Super cute. And then we've got our little superhero girl. No animation at all. She's just darling. She's just a card. She's just a card. Die cut out, tape down. Then we have the 4 Claire did. So Claire put these together. And I looked at her when she was all done and I said, Claire, it's all the same paper. And she said, why, yes, it is all the same paper. I've got the front side of the paper here and the back side of the paper here. And with one 12 by 12 sheet of paper, double-sided, she was able to make 4 cards. Absolutely. One 12 by 12 double-sided. So this was the front side, this was the back side, and she was able to do 4 cards. And she loved the little foxes and the little owls. She went crazy for them, actually. She did. She went absolutely crazy for the little foxes and the little owls. God bless her pea-picking heart. And she's got the little slide or the little arrow telling you which way to go. And this one says, surprise. So that when they move it, they get a surprise. She thought she was so very clever. She said, now all I have to do is put a little twine around all 4 of these and give these as a gift, and somebody else then can use them for their cards. Very clever. But they're not just for cards. How darling is this 12 by 12 layout? How darling is it? And we've got the animation built in. You bet it we do. But you're gonna say, Stacey, I put my 12 by 12 layouts in my page protectors. Yes, of course you do. All you're gonna do is cut a little slit right there in the page protector and have this slide right on out. And while everything else is in the page protector, your little tabby can come out of the page protector, so as they're going through your book, they can use all the animation. You're just gonna put a little slit right in that 12 by 12 page protector, slide this piece right up on top so the page protector is everywhere else, and then you can have that animation. It's not just for cards, it is for layouts, it is for your other projects. Oh my goodness, little treat bags with these little guys on them that move. The kids get so very excited, as do those in the senior center and the senior homes. They're in awe of it. And you know, it takes you, you know, if you're really like me and you want to have it just absolutely perfect, maybe it takes you a half an hour to do a card. One of these cards, they're really simple. If you're fast like Claire, you can have them done in 10 minutes. God bless her pea-picking heart. But the look on people's face when you give it to them, you really do look like you've done something absolutely amazing. Well, because you've made them something from your heart. So you have done something amazing. I don't know, they make my heart happy, they make me smile. All right, I'm gonna try and tilt on back so you don't have to get too much Stacey. And I'm gonna say, okay, you guys, this is Motion Crafts designed by Uchis and brought to you by Scrapbooking Made Simple. And we have 2 exclusive stamp and die sets, Wahoo Kachooooooo. All of the Uchis is going to be on sale for 20% off. We're going to have the tombow packs, their marker packs on sale for $16.77. We have the open stock. I think they retail for $3.49 or $3.99, and we have them for $2 something. They're on sale. The blender will be on sale. It'll all be in the YouTube Yummy category that you'll find at scrapbookingmadesimple.com. But if you can come see us in the store, come visit us. We've had such wonderful people this past week. It's been amazing to see how many people have come in with. There's been Arizona and Fresno and Texas and Utah. Utah was here, and Northern California was here, and we just feel so honored when you stop by the store, truly. Very, very honored and blessed to have you in. All right, it's me, Stacey. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned a little bit more about this blender pin from Tombow and what it really does, because it's pretty amazing, and that you really enjoyed what Uchi has brought forward, their new motion crafts. And so now it's time for you to get in motion and start crafting. All right, you guys, post your comment, and I will see you next week. Scrapbookingmadesimple.com.